Hey everybody, welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary by Relec. And here we are on Jungle Basin, one of the newer 1v1 ladder maps in the map pool for that, which released, well actually I guess about 2 weeks ago, with that new patch that upgraded the roach range. This and Securus Plateau were introduced. So down here on the bottom right, spawning as the red Zerg, we have none other than Artosis, our Zerg Master and GOM TV / GSL commentator, and up in the upper left, spawning as the blue Protoss, we have RenieHouR, who actually he's not too well known, but he did participate in the WTA Takedown, which was a tournament released a bit after SC2 came out, but he was eliminated in the very first round. So not too well known, but a decent enough player, especially to be playing against Artosis here. So I would say Artosis would definitely be the favored player, but we'll have to see what goes down, especially in Jungle Basin, since the rush distance is very small. As you can see, it's a very small map. That probe already coming in, maybe going to do some harassing. Otherwise, not really a Zerg-friendly map. I mean, you can expand as Zerg, you can expand there, but you have these rocks, and your third is, well, you don't exactly, every third is pretty much contested except for this one, although that one's not that safe. So you can, and RenieHouR here, setting a pylon, going to deny this fast expand here by Artosis, so going to be a bit annoying there. And Artosis is going to go ahead and throw up that spawning pool. My apologies for not having the production tab open. I forgot, but nothing too interesting going on here. Just Artosis droning up and pylon and gateway coming down at the choke for Renie. Looks like Artosis is going to be going for more of a gas than pool build, since while he takes down this pylon with this drone, and gonna probably get some lings out to take care of this probe here, while Renie go ahead and gets ready for some stalkers and the warp gate technology. So nothing too interesting here. I mean, Artosis and Idra, my two favorite Zerg players here. Love their style. They both fans of the fast expand, heavy macro play, which is always interesting to watch. As you can see, you get to see a bunch of roaches and whatnot. So we'll see what goes down here. There goes the warp gate technology. So gonna be getting a stalker, I would assume, next, or a sentry, I guess, to get some force fields up. And here come the Zerglings to finally take down this annoying pylon. And then so Artosis, his mineral is getting pretty high right now because of that, but now being able to put down that hatchery, going to be able to pump out some units, going to use those extra minerals he was going to use earlier to get that second queen ready for when that hatchery pops. Kind of slowed him down a little bit, allowing Renie to be able to, macro up, get his warp gate, build up some units without too much worry about any early pressure, because Zerg 1 base is pretty terrible unless you're going for one of the 10 pool or whatever. So we'll see. Lots of drones here though. If we look at the harvester count with 22 over 20, I guess that's not as bad. I guess the Protoss actually having more, but not for long though. Although our Protoss player is safely expanding here to his natural about the same time as Artosis, a little later of course, but that's going to make it pretty much even. Artosis is going to need to get a third up eventually to be able to keep ahead. The general rule for Zerg being you need at least one more base than your opponent to be in a safe position, which I always found myself to be the case. Maynarding workers here from Artosis, but with the same amount of bases as the opponent, generally, unless they're Zerg, I mean generally you get just outmassed. I mean, every other race's units are generally stronger in the same amount of numbers, but of course they're more expensive, so you just need those extra hatcheries. Getting hallucination from Renie here, which is pretty interesting. I never really see hallucination. I don't think I've seen it in any GSL matches or anything. I mean, even so, it's not common, so it's great for scouting. I mean, those phoenixes, hallucinated phoenixes, are really fast, great for scouting. They only cost energy, so no loss there. You can get a free scout. And then Artosis getting down his Spire, which is getting down his Spire pretty early. Not that early, but pretty early to, be able to get some mutas going to be able to harass, because he's going to need to either expand or harass Renie's economy if he's going to want to stay ahead here, which hopefully I would assume he does. And I would assume he does know that this expansion is here. Yes, he does. He does see that expansion. Although he does not see it being completed, but we'll see. It looks like Artosis is definitely going to go for some Mutalisks here, because he has a lot of gas saved up, 600 gas or so. So right when that Spire pops, hopefully we'll see 6 mutas or so coming out by Artosis, just in time, hopefully, before these 2 Stargates finish. Because otherwise, without that, any Void Razor Phoenixes could be a bit of an issue. So we'll see, though. And then now looking at the Harvester count, 50 over 36 shows how much a Zerg can just pump out those drones in such a hurry. 3 Mutalisks coming out with the attacks level 1, so 4, another one, 5. I guess as many as possible here. There's the hallucinated Phoenix. Gonna come around and poke around, maybe get Artosis to think that Phoenixes are coming out, which they are. So with the upgrade as well, so both players going for some air, but Artosis is gonna be able to get a lot more Mutalisks as he's able to produce from as many larvae as he has, assuming he has the minerals for it. So while Renie only has 2 Stargates right now and only producing Phoenixes, it looks like, with some photon cannons or a photon cannon. And here comes the harass from Artosis. Let's see what goes down here. Hopefully he'll be able to do some damage. That hallucinated Phoenix just poking around. Artosis probably noticing that doesn't do any damage, but probably noticed there as he decided not to attack it. But there's some real Phoenixes, which definitely can do the Mutalisks over, especially since they're a lot faster and they're a lot more mobile. I like this. Look at these sentries here, trying to save those Phoenixes from as much damage as possible. And Artosis is going to be forced to retreat. And there he goes. There's his expansion. He did not take out these rocks. He's actually doing a double expansion here by Artosis. So hopefully if one of those gets scouted, then the other one won't. And hopefully both of them won't get scouted, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's pretty risky to do that, especially with these Phoenixes flying around. They can't do anything but very good scouts. They're one of the fastest units in the game. And look at these Mutalisks just taking a bunch of damage here. A lot of Zerglings coming out, and Artosis is going for Corruptors because they are pretty bulky. Did he use Corrupt on something? No. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Corruptors were updated in that patch with their energy bar removed, and now their Corruption's on a 45-second cooldown. So they can't use that right as they pop. But we'll have to see what Artosis is going for here. Just going for heavily for Mutas and Corruptors, perhaps. A few Corruptors mixed in there. While just go ahead and gonna go ahead and kill off as many drones here as possible. And gonna spot this hatchery. Gonna go ahead and kill that soon. But Renie going for a lot of Phoenixes here. Heavy Phoenix play, and then gonna be going for either Blink or Charge. I would assume Charge, since he is getting a lot of Zealots right now. So Charge lots plus Phoenixes, and we'll see. Not a combo I see too much, or at all, but Renie just happily mining on these bases here. It's 2 bases, while Artosis is getting up his 3rd, and his 4th gonna get saturated soon, I hope. We'll see. And then just getting his flyer attacks and getting 4 Corruptors. So a lot of Corruptors coming out, which are probably the coolest unit ever. Little floating squids. And here comes Artosis' army, gonna try to deal with these Phoenixes, but look at these Phoenixes, they just fly backwards and shoot. Just something I'm not sure if... I'm pretty sure they added that to be able to make them more of a micro unit, but it just doesn't seem too logical how they can move while shooting. It's very annoying. But these Mutalisks all have only have about half health here, so they did their job. But let's see, there it is, charge loss going on for Artosis, not Artosis, Renie. Chargelings, no. But and I'm not sure how much those are going to do, especially with the Mutalisks flying around. Um, since Artosis is going heavily air and then Lings, in which charge really isn't going to matter anyways, I don't think, with Lings on the field. So we'll see what goes down. Yep, I guess both players just heavily investing in air, I believe. A lot of warp gates coming out, so we're going to see a lot of charge lots here coming out and going to just come in and assassinate as many drones as possible. An evolution chamber coming down, so maybe to get that +1 armor upgrade here from Artosis. Letting his minerals get a bit high. See what if he's going to. He's a supply blocked at the moment, but not anymore. Getting some overlords and going to. Oh, missed a battle here, but looks like them just killing off. Phoenix is killing off some drones, but these corruptors are going to be able to take care of this handily, even though they do shoot very slow. They do have that 60 damage, and they are pretty bulky. And they can, of course, corrupt things to get that 20% damage bonus. But Artosis is happily mining here, and a lot of warp gates coming up here for Renie, while Artosis goes for some spore crawlers. But we'll see what goes on. If there's going to be a big push, which it looks like there's going to be, going to take out overlords, and Artosis seeing this army a little bit too big to handle. Going to try to reinforce that, but a lot of stalkers here. Looks like Renie moved from from zealots to stalkers, but all these zealots with the +1 coming in. And here's the Guardian Shield, so these are going to do a lot of damage. Artosis just, I think, opting just to lose this base, and because I don't think there's much you can do to defend it myself. Gonna try to deny this expansion from Renie here, but I don't know. Yep, Renie goes ahead and cancels that, but Renie is definitely at an advantage here with this army. Very mobile. Although now Renie producing nothing. I mean, let's see what his income is as compared to both of them at basically the same minerals here. 66 harvesters for Artosis and 57 for Renie, but Renie only on one base now. His main almost mined out. So that delaying that expansion from Artosis was a very good play, while he goes ahead and expands himself twice. Gonna go and try to get this again. Should move that poor spore crawler so it doesn't die here, but and of course, me being the way I am, missed this huge fight, getting a little lag on my screen here because all this stuff going on. I'm not sure what to say. I mean, we'll see what goes down here, see who wins, but all the Phoenixes, look, are they gone, all the Phoenixes? Yeah, it looks like all the Phoenixes are gone, but a lot of charge slots left and only Corruptors, so Artosis is definitely losing that battle, taking out the air, but only having Corruptors left, which are totally useless right now. So they are only anti-air, and trying to get as many circlings out as possible to take this out, but it does not look like he's going to be able to. And I don't know. Let's see. Artosis flying around. All these Zerglings are gonna try to reinforce here. Gonna let this base fall to get as much time to build as many units as possible. These spine crawlers not gonna be able to go down. It looks like not gonna get there in time. While all these drones here are just gonna come into mine, but actually gonna come in and die here. While these corruptors, I would assume, are gonna try to corrupt everything they can, which they are. Look at all that green goop going out. And Artosis leaves the game. Good game by both players. Renie just, the very short